time pulling strings for you. Just to save you, I give all of me. I can hear you screaming out, calling me. It's my fault, made you fall for me. I gave a second chance to Cupid, but now I'm left here feeling stupid. Ooh, the way he makes me feel that love isn't real. Cupid is so dumb, hopeless.
While I've been wishing for our conversations, even though I've been left alone.
I've been fucked up if you kept me right, yeah. I'll be fucked up if you kept me right, yeah. I do the same thing I told you that I never would. Told you I changed you.
어머니 coming left side right side 웃기라실 때 팍팍팍 테레 두 사이네 left side right side 웃기라실 때 팍팍팍 You are king.
That's why I gotta kill him every time. Gotta watch him bleed too. Don't ever say it's over if I'm breathing. Racing to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm headed to the stars, ready to go far. I'm start walking. You wrap around me and you give me love, and that's why night after night I'll be loving you right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 days a week. Every hour, every minute, every second for life. The darkness no longer scares me. I'm chasing and hunting, and this time I'm coming for life. Be the last one to laugh when you run out of breath catching up. I'm not materialistic, but I got a thing for you. Treat the world like a time pulling strings for you. Just to save you, I give all of me. I can hear you screaming out, calling me. It's my fault, made you fall for me. I gave a second chance to Cupid, but now I'm left here feeling stupid. Ooh, the way he makes me feel that love isn't real. Cupid is so dumb, hopeless.
While I've been wishing for our conversations, even though I've been left alone.
I've been fucked up if you kept me right, yeah. I'll be fucked up if you kept me right, yeah. I do the same thing I told you that I never would. Told you I changed you.
어머니 coming left side right side 웃기라실 때 팍팍팍 테레 두 사이네 left side right side 웃기라실 때 팍팍팍 You are king.
That's why I gotta kill him every time. Gotta watch him bleed too. Don't ever say it's over if I'm breathing. Racing to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm headed to the stars, ready to go far. I'm start walking. You give me love.
Hello Koi, hi Monarch, hi Eastern, hello, welcome in Ohazubu guys. How you guys doing? Don't forget about Forehead-kun. Forehead-kun is not making an appearance today. I'm using my default hair today. It's been a long time since I used my default hair. But hi guys, how you guys doing today? Ohazubu, hi Goku, hello, welcome in. I am very tired today, guys. Fair warning. So today will probably be hello fangirl, welcome in Ohazubu. TikTok to Xander, forehead's always fun. No forehead today. No forehead. You new fan? Thank you for being a new fan. Welcome in, Monarch. Thank you for joining the Zoo Buds. Ohazubu, welcome in. We are happy to have you. What are we doing today, guys? Wait, what was I talking about? I was gonna say, guys, I am very tired. Like, I'll be honest, like, I kind of woke up really late today. But I also slept really late, so I actually didn't sleep for that long. So I'm like kind of sleepy. So fair warning, today's stream might not be like super long. But you know, we'll see how it goes. We're gonna go get through this video. What are we doing today, guys? He has one Forehead-kun? Fine. Fine, you guys get them for a little bit. Okay, just for a little bit. Today though, we're gonna be watching Why Do We Lie by Be Smart on YouTube, and hopefully YouTube won't copyright strike me again and take down my stream again. But if it does, then we're just gonna end stream because honestly, I have a little bit of headache. But today we're gonna be going into, you guys are too excited for the forehead, honestly. But today, guys, we're gonna be going, hi Ome no Hazubu. Today we're gonna be going into like something that I've always really wanted to learn about. Well, I mean, like I've learned about it before, but I've never really sat down and tried to figure out, why do people lie? You know, like why do people say things that aren't true, and why do people feel the need to falsify things? Lie for fun? Yeah, but what makes it fun? What makes lying fun, right? And that's what we're gonna get into today. Hopefully Be Smart can explain this to us, and we're gonna find out. Why is Gojo Satoru hot? Those are questions that'll never be answered. But all right, let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. We're gonna have a lot of conversation. I'm gonna be talking. I'm gonna be pausing the video a lot to kind of like break down or see if I can paraphrase the things he explains to us. You like other things? That's fair. So lying to avoid responsibility, very common too, right? But we'll see. We're gonna start the video. Meow! And I'm taking the forehead away because no, only for a little bit. Okay. Meow!
Hey, smart people. Joe here.
Hi, Joe.
So there's this famous experiment online. A behavioral economist named Dan Ariely gave groups of people a set of math problems. You're supposed to find the two numbers that add up to 10. Now, pretty much everyone can solve these if they're given enough time. But in the experiment, you're only given 5 minutes to do a whole bunch of them. And you'd get $1 for each one that you got right. When the 5 minutes are up, you'd stop, count how many questions you got correct, then put your paper in a shredder. Just tell the tester how many you got right, and collect your money. Except the papers weren't really shredded, so that researchers could tell who lied. Around 7 in 10 people cheat in this scenario. On average, people said that they solved.
Okay, so very common. I think that's like probably one of the first things that, or one of the most common things, right, on why people lie is to gain something of value, right? Monetary, or usually monetary, right? Or something with like value, right? Like something like you lie to steal. Lying is essentially stealing in this case, because it's like, you know, I choose to watch Xander. Oh right, happy birthday, Anime Fangirl! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear fangirl. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Can we get some applause? Some happy birthdays for Fangirl in chat. I hope you're having a good birthday. Thank you for choosing to watch me on your birthday. I am very glad. It makes me very happy. What was it? We're talking about lying. Lying for monetary gain, lying for how often do you guys think you've lied to like get something from somebody, right? Or you've lied about a product price, for example. Let's say you go to like Best Buy or, you know, like to some tech shop, and then you tell them like, hey, you know, over here at this other tech shop down the road, the local one, they sell this for much cheaper. Can you give that to me? Bargaining, right? Like people will lie for bargaining. People will lie to save money. People will lie to get money. People will lie for monetary gain. Very common because they think it betters their life. That's like a very common reason. Your birthday is next Friday. Whee! Can't wait to celebrate your birthday. I hope you have exciting plans, hang out with friends, something. Is that how promotions happen? Yes. A lot of people will lie about the amount of work they do as well. You lie about your homework. Very, very fair. The problem is, I think that's less common for people to actually lie about things like their homework or the work they've done, because that can be checked, right? In this case, you are, well, I mean, this, like in this specific scenario, right? They didn't actually shred the papers, but they were led to believe, which is also a lie. This is a lie right there. They lied to the test takers that the papers were getting shredded. You're led to believe that, what's it called? You were led to believe that your papers are shredded, and therefore you are led to believe that you could lie about the score you got. It's really interesting. All right.
6 problems, but they only actually solved 4. What's interesting is people didn't lie as big as they could lie. They made a calculated lie. Big enough to get some extra moolah, but not big enough to raise suspicion, they thought. These were normal people, just like you and me. Just about everyone is willing to tell a little lie like this in return for a reward.
See, now this is kind of like the most common lie that people tend to have, right? You gonna shower quick? Okay, have a good shower. This is the most common lie that people tend to have or tend to give, is something that fabricates a truth a little bit rather than an outright lie, right? People do this because they want, if they're gonna lie about themselves, they still want it to be believable. They don't want to raise suspicion. You know, they want, what's it called? They want to have like their lies. They want to give lies where people are a lot more likely to believe them, right? I mean, the reason someone would lie in the first place is to do something that, you know, to lie about something that people would believe them for. If you just outright lie and people know you're lying, then it's like, there's no point in doing that. You got Kinichi from Genshin 10 pulls. Nice! Good job. Yeah.
If you think that we could separate people into those who lie and those who don't, or if you think that lying is abnormal and unacceptable, well, that's incorrect. Everyone lies. Like, you're on the internet, you know that people lie all the time. But take an honest look at your...
Very true. People lie on the internet constantly. Also, that is a freaking creepy image. You do comment voice because yes, there's a lot of telltale signs for when people are lying. Some people have, they avert their gaze a lot more. They look around. They check everything. They look everywhere except directly into someone's eyes. They have a higher pitch of voice, or they, you know, are slower in responding. That because it shows that they're thinking, right? It really depends. It really depends. You lied, it took 100 times. Wow, good lies. See, people lie over the internet all the time. I don't tell people to KYS on the internet when I rage. KYS means keep. Yeah, I've heard that. Keep yourself safe.
Yourself. Have you lied today? I mean, ever say, I know, we should totally catch up.
Oh yeah, bro. Script's almost.
Okay, so I already know where he's going with this. When it comes to these kind of lies, it's to avoid. People also lie to either avoid confrontation, avoid accountability, or avoid, you know, to avoid a conversation that they rather not have. Sometimes it's like harmless, right? Like if you're in a hurry or something and you're meeting with somebody and you just kind of don't really want to talk to them, right? Then you kind of be like, is that nerd moment? Yeah, actually, is that nerd moment? You like see somebody out in the open, you have a conversation, but you don't really want to talk to them for too long because you know you're not going to see them again. You'll brush them off and just say, oh, we should catch up soon or something like that. But like, you know, you really don't mean it. And that's probably where he's already going with that, with this particular part right here.
Done. Got like 2 more lines.
Oh, weird. Must have gone in my spam folder. Oh yeah, I love flossing every day.
I mean,
or it's a cover for a mistake, right? Sometimes, especially for the, oh, it must have gone in my spam folder, or, oh, 2 more lines. You want to avoid responsibility and avoid accountability. Like I said, right? Like you want to avoid responsibility or accountability for something. You will lie when you are confronted about these things. And you'll be like, instead of just saying, oh, sorry, I saw it, but I didn't want to do it. Right? No one wants to be the person that says they don't want to do something because it feels like you're admitting defeat about your ethic. No one wants to be the person that like is doing these things on purpose because people are going to look down on you, even though that's what happens and everyone does it. So you're going to say something like, oh, must have gone in my spam folder, must have done this, must have done that, right? And it's usually just better for you overall anyways, if that happens. And for the people around you too. It's a really weird thing, but you know, lying. Lying is good sometimes.
what's your dating profile?
Saying you're 6 feet. Lying. Not every dude on a dating profile is 6 feet. Not every person is, you know, people, we have to use our best photos too. That's technically a fib.
You ever drive a little faster than the speed limit? I mean, last time someone asked you how you're doing, did you tell them the whole truth? Oh, great. And these are just little lies. The world is full of larger lies.
Yeah, so these, I'm 5'8". No, yeah. Yeah, like when people, this is probably the biggest thing is, people don't want to talk about themselves if they're not feeling, sorry, I have a burp, guys. Most people don't want to talk about themselves if they're not feeling great. If they don't have something good to talk about, people don't want to talk about themselves, right? So it's like, when it comes to that, a lot of people will just, oh, great is an example, right? You just want to avoid the conversation. But if people are honest and truthful, they'd be like, oh, like, how are you? I feel terrible. I'm tired all the time. My back hurts. My bones are creaking. My neck hurts. I'm always hungry. I don't have a lot of money. People are going to be honest and say things like that if they were being honest, but everyone's aware that no one wants to hear that either. Like, it's very uncomfortable being the person to, it really sucks too, though, how currently in like this society, I guess, in this society, right? People like to ask, how are you? And they don't expect people to actually tell them how you are. It's more of a formality or a pleasantry than it is you actually asking someone how they are, right? Like, if you go out to somebody and you say, oh, hey, what's up, Steve? How you been doing? Right? You don't expect Steve to say, oh, well, thank you for asking. Life actually sucks. And then you don't want to be like the asshole that goes, oh, well, I mean, I expect you to just say, oh, great, Steve, so I'm just gonna walk away. Like, that's what you want. That's what you're expecting, but you don't want to say it. Right? And if Steve actually starts talking about his life, you kind of have to listen, and that's going to feel shitty for you. So most people understand that. No one wants to be the person that asks how people are doing and they actually get a real answer, because that's just, well, not nobody, right? But most people don't. That's not their intention when they ask how you are, which is why it kind of sucks. That's how colloquially, I don't know what the word is, but colloquially, that phrase, you guys can Google colloquially, and then you guys know what I'm saying. But colloquially, that phrase is used without meaning, and it just sucks. But that was a little tangent. I'm gonna go back to the video. So I don't ask, yeah. I mean, so yeah, some people just don't ask. But it's hard to not be the person. If such someone asks how you are, it's hard not to ask somebody else back how they are, even though we both know it. There's no meaning to it. But anyways, I digressed.
Lies, and more sinister liars. Lies that can do real harm. I mean, most of us consider ourselves pretty good, generally truthful people. So why do we do this? I mean, if we're supposed to be the most intelligent...
A very common lie too, I realize, is some people will get fired and they'll say they quit. It's probably either because of shame or something. But yeah, that's like a very common one too.
Intelligent species on Earth, the most socially complex organism that we know of in the universe. Why are we just incapable of telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Well,
hi, Scribs, welcome in. Yeah, ego, definitely ego.
All the answers.
Pride, ego, a lot of different things.
That is a lie, but you're gonna learn a lot.
Oh, what did he lie about?
Okay,
he doesn't have all the answers. Nice try, Joe.
You're gonna learn a lot. This is why we lie.
Okay. It's okay to be smart.
Cheat, falsehood,
oh my God.
Untruth, mislead, falsity, fiction, concoction, fabrication,
a lot of big words.
Hoax, forgery, exaggeration, malarkey, hogwash, baloney, misrepresentation, fake, bull. So what is a lie? Definitions are a good place to start.
Bullshit.
It's someone acting to create a false belief in their victim. Even if that victim is themselves. Yeah, you can lie to yourself, and we all do that.
I lie to myself every day, tell myself that I'm happy.
Which is pretty wild.
I'm happy.
Because that means one part of our brain is actually keeping information from another part of our brain on a regular basis. Yikes. There are a lot of...
Okay, that's actually something very interesting I never really thought about. Because you have the left and right brain, right? One side is a lot better at calculated tasks, administrative tasks, anything that's rational. And then the other side is a lot better at handling any functions or tasks that are creative or abstract or irrational, right? Like complex thought that can't be rationalized. I forgot which one's which. It's your left or your right brain. One side is better at the other things than the other. And sometimes they don't always. I'm surprised I know this actually. Welcome back, Koi. You got out of the shower. Nice. Hope you're squeaky clean. Yeah, it's I forgot which side's which, but it's really interesting how these brains sometimes interact, that they can actually withhold information from each other, right? Because there are some things that your creative side of your brain want to believe, want to act on, that your rational side won't allow, right? So is this stream just a long form Xander? I guess so. Welcome to a Xander short, long form Xander short. Wee! But yeah, it's really interesting. Honestly, I should do a short about this. I should totally do a short about this.
A lot of different kinds of lies. We can say something that isn't true. We can also lie by avoiding the truth, or exaggerating the truth, the total other direction, or even casting doubt on truth itself. Lies can be actions that we take or actions that we don't take. These are all lies. Everyone does this. Everyone lies. And it's not our fault. At least sort of. If you've been watching this channel for a while, maybe you've heard this quote before. Nothing in biology makes sense except in the light of evolution. And that's absolutely true. Everything that we are, everything that we do, we evolved to be this way.
That's a very interesting statement, actually. Yeah, nothing makes sense. Nothing in biology makes sense except in the light of evolution. What I understand that statement to mean is something like, what's it called? No actions that we take are going to make sense unless we understand what the next step for that action is over, evolution in hindsight, right? Like for example, banging rocks against rocks when we were, Neanderthals or whatever. That didn't make sense until we figured out that we could use things as tools. And a lot of maybe lying has a reason later on, but for now it's shunned upon.
And in general, traits, even psychological traits like lying, they stick around for a reason.
Probably for like self-safety too. Preservation, self-preservation, that's the word, right? Because self-preservation is a huge part of evolution. It's all about which traits in a species can allow you to live longer and survive more harsh environments, climates, or situations. Especially in society now, lying is a necessary tool for surviving certain situations. For example, someone comes and robs you and you're like, oh, I don't have money. But you do have money, but you tell them you don't have money. You're doing that to try and get them away from you, right? Now, whether the lie works or not doesn't matter. That depends, right, on how well you deliver it, which is why knowing how to lie properly is, I would say, a good self-preservation trait. Do you know Vox? I do know Vox from Niji Sanji. Yeah, I know of him, of course. He's really cool. Where does lying factor into me not having enough money for chicken nuggies? That it doesn't. That's a fact. Lies don't state facts. Lies are lies. I thought that if they have a weapon, then they're already rich. That's good counter argument, honestly, because most people can't afford weapons, right? If I could afford a weapon, I wouldn't be getting robbed.
And that's kind of a dark
Stop being broke, manager.
thought to consider, that lying is actually useful.
Yes.
So useful that not only did nature keep it around, it made us really good at it. So
I think if we were talking about nature too, lying can also be attributed to actions like, if you see a bear, right? People have always said, either play dead or act as if you're bigger than the bear, right? That is a form of lying because you're not bigger than the bear, but you can give off an energy or shape your body where the perception from the bear is that you are bigger, and also for playing dead, right, against other animals. You said stop being poor. This is our Oshi. Yeah, stop being poor. Make money. What the heck? I make money all the time in Supermarket Simulator. Oh my god, that snort kind of hurt my throat. Magic could when's your next collab, but he's never gonna collab with me. He hates me.
How often do people lie?
He's ignored me for 3 weeks.
Studies on college students show that they lie in a quarter of conversations with a best friend, half the time with acquaintances. And
that is very interesting that you lie in a quarter of your conversation with your best friend. I feel like when it comes to the people very close to you, the people that you share a very good relationship with, it is a lot simpler and a lot easier to be open, to have honesty, and to be vulnerable. But I mean, I guess it's just me. We're about to learn why. I lie to strangers all the time though. Like, what the heck? I mean, frick. When they ask me, what do? I don't tell them I'm a VTuber. What the hell? I just tell them, oh, I'm anime.
In almost 80% of chats with strangers. They lied to romantic partners in a third of conversations. Even lied to
Romantic. Okay, do not lie to your romantic partner. They are going to find things out one way or another, and that's going to be a huge issue further down the line. If you tell your romantic partner when you first meet them, like something like, oh, like, yeah, I am a Saudi Arabian prince with lots of money, and then something like that. But then, you know, obviously, you take them home to your 1-bedroom flat condo apartment, and they're like, oh, this is the Saudi Arabian prince money, and you're like, oh, yeah, about that.
to their moms in half of their
He means when I say, bro, I found a 20 on the floor, then bro says, really? Then I smirk and rub my hands and then Satan. Oh my god. Yeah, true. Right. If you like tell your friends like, hey, I mean, okay, I do trick my friends that way. I do trick my friends. I'll be like, hey, look over there. What's that? You know? But that's like, I guess that is a lie, but it's harmless.
Their calls home. Sorry, mom. Lying and deception is
Wait, what was the last
their
one?
calls home. Sorry, mom. Lying and deception.
See, now this is a very, okay, lying to your parents based on the context, either really bad or really good. You're like, no, it's okay, Omen, don't worry about the lag. Based on the context, it's either really good or really bad. Hi Nari, welcome in. No, have you heard what people lie yet? No, but we're figuring out what kind of lies people do. And right now we have gotten to the point where they talk about lying at a call home to parents. Now, this is a, I'm going to separate my, how I view these based on whether they're beneficial lies or non-beneficial lies. And I think it's a beneficial lie for you to lie to your parents when you call home, at least in context, right? That's to some degree, because you don't want them to worry. You don't want them to worry. You want them to know that you're safe and you're fine. Of course, everyone's going to be battling issues, but because they're your parents, because they care so much about you, if you tell them the truth and you say, yeah, mom, I freaking hate living in this new city. People don't like me. I haven't made any friends and I'm depressed. You know, instantly they're gonna either tell you to come home or tell that, or they're gonna go to you, and that's less hassle and more money spent that you don't want, right? So you tell them, yes, everything's fine, life is good. That's a beneficial lie. Now, if you tell them, yeah, mom, I am okay and I'm fine and everything's good, but you're homeless, you're starving, and you have a terminal illness. I mean, beneficial to make them not worry, but you know, you probably need the help at that point. So there's, you know, it's a little as a fabric of white and black and gray. One of the first times I told was doing my weekly reading logs at school. like when you were young, like, yeah, I never really. I remember having to write into a journal all the time back in like elementary school. I never did that. I would write it in class, like right before, and I would write like 1 or 2 sentences, and I'd just say I'm not a very creative kid. I wanted to avoid responsibility and avoid doing work. Humans are naturally lazy creatures, right? So a lot of the lying we do is to avoid doing work or responsibility.
Is not even limited to humans. Living things exchange all kinds of signals with each other. Sounds, colors, and patterns.
You guys don't see it, but the text says I'm an owl. That's very interesting.
Movements and behaviors, even chemicals and molecules. And they can deceive with all of them. Viruses are lying to your immune system. Molecular deception. Parasites that control the minds of their
I'm not
hosts,
teaching you guys
so
how to lie.
parasites can survive and reproduce.
We're currently learning why people lie, so that when someone else lies to you, the whole point, at least for this stream, for me, is for me to have a better understanding on why people would lie to me. It's for me to have a perspective, right? I want to understand the perspective of other people when they tell me lies, right? That's like kind of like the whole reason I'm interested in this topic. It's not so much to stop people from lying to me, but it's for me to understand why someone would lie, and how, if I'm missing any signs or signals from them, if they needed help, how I can, you know, better act on that, because I have a better understanding psychologically, or well, will have a better understanding psychologically. And hopefully I could give you guys some knowledge too. We have a discussion. What if I am an owl was just your imagination? I mean, then I guess I'm lying too. Am I doing any lives on the 27th? I haven't determined my schedule yet, but most likely, yes. If the 27th is not a Thursday, I would most likely be streaming. Yes, I think so. Hi, Psycho Sabu, welcome in. Perspectives are great. Kids are so good at lying now. Yes, exactly. Right? You have to understand, I mean, a lot of things, people like to tote honesty and like, sorry guys, I just ate, so I'm like really burpy. I'm really gassy. People like to tote honesty. People like to like really push up the fact that like, hey, don't ever lie. Don't lie. It's, you know, if it's a Friday, I'm definitely streaming. I'm like, yay, it's gonna be your birthday. Woo, I'm excited. Yeah, kids will lie to get something they want, you know, whether it be a snack, a cookie or something, or they'll lie because they're worried about getting in trouble because the last time they got in trouble, you know, they were disciplined or yelled at, or whatever it might be. They're going to avoid that kind of responsibility or that issue. So that's a big thing. That's a really big thing. I think the problem is like people want to teach everyone to learn honesty, right? Especially for kids these days. They're like, don't ever lie, never lie, lying is bad, blah blah blah, all that stuff, right? I think lying is okay. I think, and this is why videos like this are helpful, right? Lying is okay as long as you understand the purpose and the implications of why you're lying, right? At least that's how I like to view it. I feel like every kind of perceived evil, and I'm gonna call lying a perceived evil because people like to think it's bad, but it has really good uses. I think every perceived evil of human society, or how humans act, or how humans behave, or how people behave, right? Personality traits, quirks, whatever. I think they all have a reason, and they all have a usage, and they all have something that can make it either beneficial or detrimental. There we go. That's I was trying to think of the word that's opposite of beneficial. Detrimental, right? Honestly, it's hard since, you know, most people. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's better, you know, to just not be honest if that's going to hurt somebody or if it's going to cause a problem, right? Like a really good example of a good lie is surprises, surprise parties, surprise birthdays, surprising someone as a proposal for marriage, right? Exactly, white lies. So yeah. Hi Percy, welcome in. Ohazuvu. Also hi Jennifer, I saw you pop into Ohazuvu. Welcome in, guys.
Juice.
All right.
Flowers that look.
I'm very often too straightforward for my own good. Straightforwardness is good. I think being straightforward and being able to communicate your feelings and what you think properly and honestly is a really strong. It's honestly harder than lying. That's why lying is so common, right? It's hard for people to be honest with others and themselves. Welcome to the 2020s. Welcome to the 21st century, guys.
Look like female bees to trick males into pollinating them. Camouflage?
Wait, what? Hold on. Wait, what?
Minds of their hosts so that the parasites can survive and reproduce. Flowers that look like.
Wait. Plants, fauna can catfish? Flowers can look like female bees to trick males into pollinating them. Wow. See, humans don't catfish as badly as these motherfuckers.
Like female bees
oh my God.
to trick males into pollinating them. Camouflage? That's just
Hi
lying
Shira,
with your
welcome in
body.
Ohazubu.
Or the beetle that covers itself in the chemical odor of a baby ant larva so that the ants will carry it off to the nursery where it eats their real babies while the ants take care of the murdering fake baby. All lies.
Dude,
And
the
these are
insect
just a
kingdom is
handful.
crazy.
Lying is everywhere in nature, but no other animal is capable of such a broad range of lies and deceptions as we are, because we can verbalize. Verbal lies.
Wow.
We can speak our deception. The average human adult can speak something like 10,000 words, and many of us can speak far more loquaciously than that.
What the Alexa. Wait, actually, hold on. Alexa, what does loquaciously mean?
On thesaurus.net, loquaciously is a word that means talking a lot or in a chatty manner.
Talking a lot or in a chatty manner. Okay, interesting. We learned something new today.
That was a bit of a humble brag, which
You guys see, okay, see you, Monarch. Thank you for being here. ℝ𝕌𝕃𝔼𝕊, bye-bye.
might be another form of lying. These words can be combined in countless ways to exaggerate facts, omit them, or even invent new ones. But no one knows when our species first developed the capacity to lie, but scientists think that our lying skills exploded when we developed spoken language.
Ugh, make fire. Ugh, lies.
And thanks to language, unlike most
This makes sense though. This makes sense though. Once we have developed we learned it. Yes, we learned it on this channel. Yes, yes, yes. Time for learning. Yeah, that makes sense. When we develop the ability to communicate, we develop the ability to communicate incorrectly, right? That's what lying is at a base level, is communicating information, but it's incorrect information, right? Non-factual. So it makes sense that it came from when we developed the ability to communicate information in general.
other lying animals, we direct most of our lies at our own species, at each other. So how do we rationalize this? How do we make excuses for all this lying? Think about this for a second. What do we want out of the everyday interactions that we have with other people? Maybe just to be pleasant. Maybe we want our opinion heard or to give some impression of ourselves. Or maybe we just want to make others feel good, strengthen our friendship.
We want to make others feel good. Have you guys ever, yeah, exactly, Psyche. Have you guys ever had someone ask you, hey, do I look like I've gained weight? No, you look fine. Right? Or like, hey, do you think this hairstyle looks bad on me? No, you look great. You know, you don't want to hurt people's feelings, especially if they're really excited about what kind of aesthetic change they've done for themselves. Hi, Yohane, welcome in. ℝ𝕌𝕃𝔼𝕊. I'm not a true anime fan. I mean, I think you're a true anime fan. It's in your name, anime fangirl, right? When I lied to my mother back in the day because I missed a bus, I told her I could. Wow, does she believe you? I think we make the silliest lies as kids. But that's because, especially as children, our imagination influences our lives, right? Or like just what we talk about. Our imagination is so strong as kids that it feels real. So we're not really lying. I think it also depends on perspective, right? This is why perspective is so important.
Influence people, push them to do something that we want them to do, or increase our status and power by wanting people to believe that we have the answers to things. Can we cut that last one? We all have motivations like these, and we can act on these motivations truthfully or deceptively. Most of the lies that we tell are everyday white lies, and these generally fall into 5 categories. Lies about our feelings and opinions.
Yeah, more so like not wanting to hurt other people. Like, well, I mean, yes, right? He's correct. I'm gonna elaborate on this and I'm gonna expand on it and probably say like, I want to guess he means, you know, to avoid confronting or having conversations about how we feel and to avoid hurting others with our true opinions. And I think that's what he's gonna go into right now.
I love that shirt. It's your color.
See?
Our plans or our whereabouts. Oh, I already donated at work. A lot. Our knowledge, achievements, or even our failings.
How often do you guys go to McDonald's or other fast food place or some other supermarket and at the end they say, hi, would you like to donate $2 towards a children's help fund? You guys can be honest here. You can say no. I always say no. And I always say, oh, I've already, okay, I say it honestly though. Like, I don't say I donate somewhere else, but you know, I just, you know, those $2, I need it. My coffee. And it's okay to be selfish. You don't want to be seen as being selfish, but sometimes, you know, like that $2, someone else will give it. I do it when I feel good, when I feel in the mood. And honestly speaking, if every person that went to McDonald's or went to the supermarket and donated the $2 as they left, that would do a lot. That's a huge amount of money, right? Based on the traffic. But it's I'm gonna be honest with you guys, now that I start talking about it, there's actually like no reason to say no if you're like the average person. I need more than, yeah, God, now I feel terrible. Frick, I should have just lied and said yes, I did donate. But anyways, that was a tangent. To be honest, I don't trust them to actually use that money for good, not just tax. That's fair. That's also fair. Actually, that's a good, you know what? That's good. That's a good reason. That's a good reasoning. If I were to, that's true. If I were to donate, I wouldn't want to donate to corporations. I want to donate to an actual nonprofit fund or an actual charity organization, right? I feel like that's a lot better. I mean, I don't doubt that the corporations are doing their part to help, but there's definitely like a financial reason, or it's not completely, what's it called? It's not completely pure-hearted, right? What they're using the proceeds towards. Do you know National Hamburger Day? Is it National Hamburger Day? If it's local and I have it, but I've said no. Those people that have the clipboards on the streets to get you to donate earn serious. Oh yeah. You know what's so funny too? A friend of mine used to work for UNICEF, which is a world charity organization or something, right? And apparently he didn't work for UNICEF. He worked for a company that did door-to-door collections for UNICEF, and he got paid a lot to go around people's doors and knock on them and ask for a donation, which is really interesting to me. But I guess you can feel this where you lie to yourself and say, you can feel good and say you do your job, you know, for the purpose of helping, you know, charity, when in reality you're like doing it for money. But yeah, no, you can actually make a lot of money that way. It's crazy. Goes against that. It does go against the ideals of charity, yes. But I mean, at the same time, I feel like that's necessary to really get a large amount of money, is to pay people to canvass homes, because otherwise people won't really, you know, donate if people aren't going up to their doorstep. A lot of people just don't leave their houses, especially in these days. So there's again, this is like a black and white and gray, right? I would say this is like morally gray. I'm queer and I grew up in a Christian household. Sometimes getting a lie for pure silence. Yes, exactly. That is what we were talking about earlier. Like, deception is not really deception. It's a beneficial lie, right? It's not detrimental to anybody. Sometimes you have to be able to lie just to make sure that yourself are safe, right? Charities still companies at the end of, I would say, I guess so. They are still an organization. They still have employees. They still pay workers. Unless it's a complete nonprofit, all volunteered, then those are different, I guess. But yeah, I think when it comes to it, when you really want to like, it's hard because if you really want to make a change for those less fortunate, it takes a lot of money to set up infrastructure. It takes a lot of money to run those buildings and to have things happen. It's hard. Yeah, it's a really hard line to toe. God, mainly just donate to like yes, those are good. GoFundMe's. Especially because you know exactly who it's going towards. You know exactly who you're helping with GoFundMe's. Those are great. Okay.
Constitutional law expert on Twitter explaining our actions or behaviors. Sorry.
So how many times have you guys ever gotten to like a freaking online debate on like Reddit or Twitter? Or like a forum of some other kind? Like I am a keyboard warrior, guys. I've had so many times when I've gone on like anime forums, talking about like the latest episode in Reddit or something, and then someone gets their facts wrong on like the latest episode of Bleach, and I'm like, what the heck, you stupid caca poo poo! All right, that's not what happened to the main character with their sword and whatever, or my hero or something else. Should I wear a Pinocchio costume? I just have like a big long nose right now. Hi, writer. ℝ𝕌𝕃𝔼𝕊, welcome in. Okay.
I am late. Car trouble.
The amount of times though, that's literally me and River anxiety forms. Yeah, no, it's nice. It's nice to be like, oh, I'm an expert. I know exactly what it is. Oh my god, I can't believe it's almost done. This is a very common one. Whenever I'm late to anything, oh my god, guys, I do this all the time. I will have a plan to talk about like, I would have a plan to I would have a plan to meet up with somebody, right? To go for dinner, to go to a party, to go to an event, to go to a gathering. And then I'll be late because I woke up late, or I'm taking a long time, or I want to go to the barber, get a haircut, or something along those lines, right? I wanted to groom myself, look good, smell good, be good, feel clean. And sometimes the self-care routine is a lot longer than I expected. One thing I always do when people get to the point, because it gets to the point where they call me and they're like, yo, Xander, where you at? You're like 30 minutes late. And I'll be like, I'm driving, traffic is hard, but I'm just walking out of my door. I'll be like, I'm driving, I'm in the middle of traffic, I'm like 10 minutes away, but I just locked my door and my car, my ride is gonna be 30 minutes from the destination. And you do it because you're like, well, you know, you kind of don't want people on your ass. Right? You kind of don't want people on your ass. That's like the main thing. Hi, Mimiku Incarnate 13. Welcome, ℝ𝕌𝕃𝔼𝕊. You came to us about. We're learning about why people lie. Why do we lie? What purpose do humans have on to lie to people about things, about whatever? That's essentially what it is right now. But your best friend does it. It's common, guys. Come on, understand. Okay. At least when you tell them, when you call them, you're like, oh, are you still in bed? You know, they're honest about it. They will hear me. They will hear from my phone me just locking the door as I'm walking outside, but I'll tell them I'm in the car driving. And then they're like, I hear your keys jangling. Did you just lock your door? And I'll be like, no. I'm in the car. I told you I'm in the car. Believe me. But yeah. This is so common.
The road.
The amount of times I've been like late for something, or the amount of times I didn't want to go somewhere. I didn't want to go somewhere. I didn't want to go to a party. I didn't want to an event. And I tell them my tire popped. And then they hit me with the, oh no. Well, I'm going to go pick you up. And I'm like, shit, fuck. Why did I lie? So anyways, so did you guys know that if you took a COVID-19 test and poured Coca-Cola on it, you get a positive result? Yeah, I found a new lie to avoid going to parties. I'm remember you literally can't lie. Is that really a thing? I feel like you're lying to me by saying that. Yeah, I've done that lie so many times where we're being late and I want to go, yeah, right? Like, oh, I pop a tire or I can't go. Yeah, anyways, I have this photo of I have a bunch of like, well, this is like when like, you know, people took COVID like really seriously, right? I mean, not that like don't take it serious now, but you know, lockdown's not a thing anymore and everything. So yeah, I used to have a bunch of COVID-19 quick tests that you can just use, you know, you swab, but you can literally just pour Coca-Cola. You can literally just pour Coca-Cola onto the swab, like onto the test. And it'll be like, you have positive, you have COVID-19. and then you're like, oh guys, sorry. And then you just, you know, you pick up the phone, you're like, ugh. Hi, hey Xander, are you coming to the party? Yeah, sorry, guys, I have COVID. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I wouldn't want to get you guys all sick. Oh no, that sucks. Okay, well, feel better, buddy. Hopefully, like, if you feel better, we can like do something and make it up next time. Yeah. Have a good party. And then boop, they hang up. I'm like, oh, time to play League of Legends. You know, it's always like, or just go back to bed, right? Think about having a pet. They're good. Yes. I mean, it's very common too. Like, I remember this one time, like, I think my dog had like she like pooped in the living room. And it was just like a normal poop. Like, you just pick it up and flush it, or, you know, throw it in like a trash or whatever. But my friend, I was supposed to go out, and then my friend was like, hey, Xander, are you coming? And I'm like, oh God, guys, I'm so sorry. My dog just pooped everywhere. Like, the kitchen is a mess. I'm gonna have to clean this up. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to, like, you know, I'll have to take a rain check for this one. It's really good. You say, oh, my dog's sick, a dog. Yeah, true. Also, like your dog's sick, your dog. Yeah, exactly. I gotta take my dog to the vet and stuff. Like people will understand. Well, I mean, they won't understand because you're fucking lying. But if people believe you, they'll be like, oh yeah, like, yeah, your pet, you know, you can't, no one else can take care of your pet but you. So they're always been a grandpa. No, look at me. Do I look grandpa to you? Quick question, Xander. How long do you think it would take for me to process 33 hours worth of your stream? Looking for you to do the high pitched voice. 33-ish hours worth of my streams when I do the, like, when I talk like this, you're talking about this voice? 33 hours is gonna be a long time. It takes a long time. It takes a long time to go through 33 hours worth of content. Scrubbing it's gonna take a very long time. If I'm late to a meeting or VC or my dog knocked, yeah, right? You just be like, oh, like my dog did. I mean, it feels bad sometimes though. Not the one, but the one you used to sing happy. Oh, like my falsetto, like happy birthday to you, like that. Like when I sing a falsetto. Food gigabytes when this year. Oh my god, that's insane. No, which high pitched voice? I don't know. You have to show me like example. Knock on wood, I only got COVID once. Good. I mean, like the one you use when saying, okay, bye. Okay, bye. What? I don't know. I actually don't know which voice you're talking about. Okay, wait, we're getting too derailed though. Back to the video. Oh, okay, bye. Like this? You're talking about when I talk like this? Like the nerd voice? Like, oh, actually? Okay, bye. I actually, you know what's so funny? I use this, I honestly like, I was playing League of Legends earlier with Kohaku, who was, if you guys are from the GTA RP, okay, this is like totally like off topic. We're gonna get back on topic soon, but if you guys remember from the VTRP GTA's roleplay server, Kohaku played Ralph Garfield, and he talked like this. Okay. He was an old man that was a paramedic. Oh dear, oh god, what happened here? I was playing League of Legends with him earlier and he went into a Ralph voice and it was so funny. Okay, it's just kind of within us, because like I think like now that because a lot of us actually hang out now outside of the roleplay, and it's just like we go into our character voice every now and then because we're still used to interacting with each other that way. It's so funny. The only time I laughed through my teeth was when I made my little sister get punished back. What did you do? Why? That's malicious. You thought Ralph as well? Okay. Have you tried pressing the B button? Have you tried flexing your B muscle? So I see, yes, I really want to do more stuff with them, but it's hard to find time. It's really hard to find time. But Kohaku did invite me to a collab that's going to happen next week. So that's going to be cool. I think that's actually happening on the 27th or the 28th. It's going to be on the weekend, in the morning. Oh God, it's in the morning. I'm not going to be able to wake up in time. Oh well. Anyways, back to the video.
Rotator splint or something.
Or personal facts or possessions. I don't have any change at all. I don't like money. Bitcoin.
How many times people like ask? I think especially, okay, so here's a little thing that I like to keep in mind. Especially when people like beggars or the homeless, right? They ask me for change, asking for something, like spare some money, spare some change. I don't like sparing any money, sparing any change, but I would go back into the store and buy them something, buy them food, buy them something, because it's just, you know, that's just how it is, right? Like, do you want to, how do I explain it? Buskers have card machines. Oh my freaking God. It's a very real fear that they're going to use that change and that money to buy drugs or substances and abuse them, right? So at least in my city or like the cities I've been to, that's like a very real concern. And I've always been taught to give them food, give them water, right? Don't give them money. They're probably hungry. They might actually use the money for food, but if you have the time, Give them food. But there was this one time, oh my God, guys, this is one time I went, okay, there was this lady at like a train station. I was like young, I was like a teenager. There was a lady at a train station asking for some change. Young man, can I have some change, right? And I was like, I did have change, but I was like, sorry, ma'am, I don't have any change on me, but you stay right there. I'll get you something. And then she's like, whatever. And then I left, I bought a loaf of bread and 2 large balls of water, like 2 liters each, so 4 liter total. A bunch of water, a bunch of bread, and I got her some peanut butter, and I got her like a bunch of plastic knives, right? So she could eat the food. And then I came back, and I was like, here, it was like a lot more money than I thought, right? It ended up being like $12, $15, which would have been more than I would have given her if I had like $2 or something, or $1 or something, right? Came back, and I was like, here you go, ma'am. I hope you don't go hungry. Like, make this last. You know what she did? She took the loaf of bread and the peanut butter and she threw it at me as I was walking away. And she said, fuck you. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, what the fuck? That was so mean. She was so mean. She wanted to buy 6. I don't know, maybe, but like, she just threw it at me. It hurt. It was peanut butter. It was actually heavy. It was like a 500 milliliter jar of peanut butter. Like, it actually kind of hurt. I was like, what the fuck? That sucked. That made me very cynical and pessimistic towards donating to like homeless or beggars and stuff. I still buy them food every now and then, but I don't buy them anything that they can throw at me, or at least anything that would hurt. Wrap the cheeseburgers or something, loaf of bread still, but not peanut butter, not jam. Oh God, if I got her jam in like a glass jar, that would have hurt me. That would have hurt me a lot. So that made me like really upset. She kept the water though. She threw the bread and the peanut butter, but she kept the water. So I'm assuming like at least she appreciated the water. I don't know. I was like 16. It was really hurtful. I just wanted to be nice, man. I grew up after that and like thinking like, wow, these people are terrible. Why would I ever want to help them ever again? But then, a lot of them are really nice. So a lot of them are wholesome. A lot of them just end up there, not like on purpose, by accident. They were misled. That woman in particular was probably just very bitter and sour, or she was having a bad day. I don't know. Soured my opinion though, but it didn't, not that way forever.
Coin only. Now these are not earth-shattering things, but they are super common. How do we rationalize lying about stuff like this?
A lot of times, sometimes you think someone's homeless as they ask for money. They actually, you know what? Wait, so you made me cute. She was 4 and I was 7, and you got your sister in trouble. I convinced her to pee in her old Halloween okay, wait. I missed this. So you lied to your teeth and got your sister punished badly. You convinced her to pee in her old Halloween bucket, then told, because she never got punished, but I did. She was 4 and I was 7. I've never, oh my God. Wait, to pee in her Halloween bucket. Oh my God. A lot of time, okay. A lot of times, sometimes you think someone homeless as they ask for money, but it doesn't mean they're actually really homeless. There's been a thing. There's been like a scam that has been going around, apparently, where people pretend to be homeless and they beg for money, and then a little while later they get into a van and they drive off to another spot and beg for money there, which is really interesting. And it turns out that they begging for money for like 8 hours a day made way more than the average salary of like most people, which is so interesting. Which it's kind of nice to know that people are nicer this way, or like people are nice in society enough to like donate money to the helpless, or what they are perceived as helpless. But also like, wow, there are people who are able to take advantage of that, which is kind of smart. Kudos to them. I'm not gonna lie, that's crazy.
So frequently. Well, when people lie, they often justify it, consciously or unconsciously, by feeling that they are protecting the target of the lie and also protecting themselves, thinking that both they and the target would feel worse if truth had been told rather than the lie. In this way, lying is a form of pro-social behavior. Self-centered lies are lies that are told to protect the liar psychologically, like saving the liar from embarrassment or disapproval or conflict.
This is probably the most common type of lie and the most common type of lie that people shun, right? And I do agree with shunning pro-social lies or self-centered lies, because it's kind of like, I think it's very healthy for people to to accept what they do, to accept where they are in life, and to understand that it's not always about comparing yourself to others. Because this is mostly the reason why these kind of lies surface, is because everybody else compares themselves to the people around them, the people on their same age, and they might feel less accomplished, more accomplished. It doesn't matter, right? They don't want other people to know that about themselves. It's kind of like an ego thing that they protect. But it's very healthy to be able to learn to not have to protect that ego. It's very healthy to learn how to be able to, actually accept that you are in your own pace of life, and people are going to accept you no matter who you are. They might think differently of you, but it's better than how they would think of you if you lied to them and then they found out, right? Because there's a lot of respect. People have a lot of respect for people who can be honest with themselves and others, in terms of, social status, money, wealth, power, things like that, right? When people don't have those, and they're okay with admitting they don't have those, and they're okay with admitting that they need help, that's already, self-awareness is a huge, at least me, I really respect self-awareness. And I think it's really hard to do that. So yeah. Every single person on this planet has lied about having farted at least once. I lie about farting all the time, guys. Real truth. I fart at least 5 times every stream. There's a code at Manhattan: never look homeless people in the eyes. Wait, really? Why? I look homeless people in the eyes all the time. I feel like they're the eyes that I can actually look into. They always avoid me though. I lie and blame the dog when I farted. That's fair. A lot of people blame the dog, right?
Or they're told for the liar's personal gain.
Oh, what kind of watch is that?
It's a Rolex. You can't look at it. Other oriented lies are kind of the opposite. They're also told for psychological protection, but to protect the target of the lie, not the liar. Now, trying to spare other people from embarrassment or disapproval, conflict, or from getting their feelings hurt.
So these are usually good
Baby
lies.
is so cute. Now, maybe unsurprisingly, people are more likely to tell self-serving lies than lies that serve others. And people are more likely to tell self-serving lies to strangers or acquaintances, and they tell more protective, other-oriented lies to close friends and family.
See, that makes sense, right? You're not gonna really ever care about protecting strangers. In fact, when it comes to strangers that you may or may not see in the future, it's a lot easier to lie about your social status, wealth, power, money, fame, whatever, right? It's a lot easier to have those kind of boasts and hoax about yourself. I think is the best way to explain it. But when it comes to other people, obviously people you interact with a lot, you're gonna be a lot more truthful. You might still bend the truth a little bit. Try not to, but you might still bend the truth a little bit. But that doesn't change the fact that people will still respect you better, no matter what kind of relationship they have with you, right? Whether they're a stranger or they're not a stranger, right? Everyone will respect you if you have the candor to be honest about where you are in life and how unsuccessful or successful you might be. Better to make shit up when strangers ask you things. Safety first, people. Yes. Okay. The opposite is true. I mean, that is like especially true. I mean, if you have a lot of position of power, social status and whatever, right? In that case, don't tell strangers you are rich. Strangers are going to hurt you. I'm talking mostly about if you're not rich, if you're struggling, if you're poor, you're broke, and you're lying about it because you want to save face, people will respect you for being honest. If you're rich and you tell people you're rich, people will disrespect you for being honest. It really depends. Remember that. Yes, please. Thank you, Eastern. Yes, guys, please, if you can, leave a like on the stream. It really does help the algorithm. It helps me grow. And it helps me have more fun streaming. Yeah. And then I can make more videos because I don't have more time, because I don't have to worry about making money outside of streaming, because then I'll just do everything in streaming, and then I'll be like here forever, and you guys will never get rid of me, and I'll be here around forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Hi, Basitos. Welcome in. Hello. Okay. Another time I lied about fart. That was a voice. Oh yeah. That's kind of like just my baby voice. When I'm getting treated good. When I'm getting treated good, I like to talk like that. God, I sound like such a fucking bottom. Anyways, another time I lied about farting in church and blamed on another kid next to me. That's was the kid like not, you're not looking at fangirl, please? Was the kid like okay with that? Did he not fight back? God. That sounded Xander, please. You don't like Xander, I'll be Cinder. Doesn't matter. You don't have to like the video. It doesn't affect me. All right, let's get back to the
But
right.
from the liar's point of view, both of these are kind-hearted, altruistic actions. Like, in your head, you're being nice by lying. Most lying isn't to manipulate and exploit people.
That's true, right?
Most common lies are to boost self-esteem or to protect people's feelings,
your own
or to get
self-esteem.
people to like us more. According to psychologists, being honest all the time isn't always the best idea for strengthening social bonds, which...
You just looked away like... Have you guys ever been okay, sorry to stop it right here because it was probably about to get interesting, but have you guys ever like just farted next to somebody and then you fart, you go and then you look at them and then they look at you and then you gaslight them into thinking they farted, and then you like pull your shirt up and you're like, what the hell, man, ew, and then you move away. You've never done that? I did it to my friend. I do it to my friend all the time. It's so funny because we both know it was me, but the rest of our friend group always thinks it works. It works. I have this one friend I always do it to, and it's so funny. It works. It probably works because he also like farts a lot, because he is like a gym bro, and he protein powder this, protein shake that, protein cookie, protein bar, everything, right? So he has nasty farts. So whenever I fart and I'm sitting next to him, I look at him, and then sometimes he gaslights, like he gets gaslit so hard by me that he thinks that he did it himself too. He's like, oh, I'm my bad, guys. And my friend, Mr. Yo, Big G, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry for exposing you and doing this to you all the time. I doubt any of my real friends, like none of my real friends know I'm a VTuber. But if they ever come across this stream somehow, Big G, I'm so sorry. All right, I got called mud butt since I was 12 because it constantly sounds like mud butt. I should not be laughing. That must have been very traumatizing as a kid for you to be called mud butt by everybody. I am so sorry for hearing that. Bro, I didn't fart, but there was a bad smell and me and my team blamed it on one of my friends. My favorite video online is people failing horribly to cover a fart and then drawing attention to it, like coughing super loud and then farting. You guys see like what that Family Guy episode of like Peter Griffin? He goes every time he farted and he just coughs like it's just so dumb. It's just so dumb. Anyways, wow, back to the video.
There's a lot to unpack. I mean, bring that up in your next therapy session and let me know how it goes.
Okay.
Honest.
Okay, so yes, this is very common. This is very common.
Or to get people to like us more. According to psychologists, being honest all the time isn't always the best idea for strength.
I don't find you as attractive as I used to. Don't get me wrong, there are probably certain relationships where this level of honesty and truth will serve to strengthen it and be very powerful and very strong. But in a majority of people these days, in a majority of relationships, there are things we like to call insecurities. And when your partner tells you, yeah, you look uglier than when we first met, you've gained weight, or I don't know, I don't like your haircut now, you've lost a lot of hair, or like, I don't know, I don't like, yeah, you're a lot saggier from before. You know, like things like that. That's gonna like strengthen those insecurities and make them. You know, it's really hard. They're gonna hurt you. They're gonna hurt you, or it's gonna hurt them. You know, and sometimes people will get defensive and respond back with equal insults, thinking that you were insulted when you're just being honest. The 1%, exactly sure. The 1%, literally the 1% of relationships where that does happen. Most of the time, and it's true, right? It's true that like, what is it? The happy weight. It's called happy weight. A lot of people gain weight in relationships. It's just a happy weight. It is what it is sometimes. And it's really true that people tend to, you know, you're no longer looking for a partner once you already find one. So you take less care in grooming yourself and making yourself look attractive. And it's true, but it's also like, it's not really the attractiveness that keeps you there. It's really the strength, the strong emotional one. So yeah, things like this, you don't need to say. I took it as a compliment. Had a foreign class to my house. You always, what the heck? Oh my God. Dad, honestly, chill household.
Strengthening social
Red flag. It definitely is red flags, yes.
bonds, which is a lot to unpack. I mean, bring that up in your next therapy session and let me know.
Easy fix or no happy weight, date your gym bro. The amount of gym bros that I have who gain weight after a relationship and let themselves go. Like they still look good. Don't get me wrong, but like they don't have their six pack anymore. They don't have their like their chiseled pelvis. You know what I mean? They have their one pack. They still have big arms. You can still see their biceps, but you no longer see definition on their core. And it's just common. It is what it is. Sometimes you don't need to voice every single thought. Exactly. Just whatever's important, right? Obviously, if your partner is gaining a lot of weight, you probably do want to voice that because it might be unhealthy for them too. But you know, these are delicate conversations. Mine was, sorry, I'm in an open marriage. I can. I always tell my family we're all born with multiple screws loose. Says stupid shit to each other. That's honestly, that's a really good household. That's nice. I wish I mean, my entire family, I'm pretty sure we all born with multiple screws loose, but we don't talk to each other that way. Very traditional Asian household, so that's probably why.
Know how it goes. People do tell more serious lies, of course. Lies that have the potential to seriously harm relationships or that cover up fundamental parts of their identity or that even put others in danger.
I'm a Saudi Arabian prince with a lot of money. Don't tell that to your partner or future partners.
Whereas people are less likely,
unless you really are a Saudi Arabian prince with a lot of money. But also then, like, at that case, like, are they even really dating you for you, or are they dating you for your money?
to tell those small, self-serving lies to the people they're closest to, well, they're more likely to tell large, serious lies to people that they're closest to, which is messed up. But that's because those little lies you'd tell to strangers or acquaintances to save embarrassment or conflict, well, sharing those truths with people that we're closest to actually strengthens those relationships. You might tell a casual work friend you don't mind that they stole your best knock-knock joke, and then you go tell your partner that you actually do care.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know about that one. This is just a joke.
Who's there? Hurt feelings, and you and your partner strengthen your bond over that. So psychologically, it's to our advantage not to lie about little stuff.
It's the same with big lies. Yes, there are a lot of. Okay. It's not common. It's really not common. But the graph he showed, right? The graph he showed where people tend to tell bigger lies. The biggest lies they tell the people closest to them. It's usually for people that need help, but they refuse to accept it, right? Like things like, people who might be mentally unstable, right? But they don't want to get help from their family. They want to hide it from their family. They're going to tell a lot of really big lies. And it's not even big lies, really. It's more so they're maintaining a story of their lifestyle, but their real lifestyle is just drifting further and further away from that. So the lie becomes bigger as a consequence of that. It's very unfortunate. That's like a detrimental lie. You know, remember we split into beneficials and detrimental lies? Those are detrimental lies for sure.
Stuff to people that we value. But because we value the people we're closest to, because those relationships mean so much to us, it actually makes it more likely that we'll tell them riskier or more serious lies, because there's a lot more to lose.
I hate that because it's true. It's true that we tell people a lot of like people close to us. There's more to lose, so we're more predisposed to tell a bigger lie. But at the same time, telling a bigger lie would risk more, right? Rather than just being honest. Because okay, bottom line is I think this is the only part I would like disagree with. Feel like I'm learning a lot throughout the video so far, but this is like the thing I disagree with the most is the people you're closest to, it's not easier to tell them big lies because you compromise a lot more. And you know, like the people you're closest to are more likely to accept you for who you are, and you can tell them the truth. And if they don't and they move away after you tell them the truth, and you know, you lay yourself bare for them to understand you, they're probably not as close as you thought they were, right? That's the only thing I like to disagree with. I don't doubt that statistic is true, but I disagree with like the notion itself. I lied to my parents I didn't need help when I did because of my own pride, not wanting to worry them. That's fair. Those are beneficial lies, right? You don't want your parents to be worried about you, so you always tell them like, hey, I'm fine, I'm doing great, right? You don't need to tell them details on what you're doing. You just need to let them know that you're safe, you're okay, you have a roof over your head, whatever it might be, right? You have, you know, you're not emotionally depressed and wanting to jump off a bridge. That's all that really matters, right? No, really, my great grandparents, instead of saying I love you, would be like, stay out of my legs or ship. Wait, that's so cute. That's actually okay. That's a pretty cute relationship though. I don't lie very often, but what I do a lot more is just not saying anything. That's fair. That's fair. Not saying anything it's not lying, right? It's not lying. So, and you're not like, you don't have to say things ever, always, right?
It's easy to think of lying as absolutely wrong and worth condemning when we view it as a moral issue all on its own. But it isn't an issue that exists all on its own. We care about honesty, but we also care about love.
Lying by omission, I think it depends. If someone asks you something and you say nothing at all, I don't think that's lying. If someone asks you something and you say you don't know, but you did know, then that's lying, right? But if you just say nothing at all, then they can't say that you lied because you didn't, right? Lying inherently is communicating false information. And you're not communicating at all, which means you're not lying because you can't communicate false information if you didn't communicate. At least that's how I see it.
And happiness and not doing things that are painful or uncomfortable. We have to weigh all of these goals at the same time. And
I just say who knows, which is not a lie, it's a question. That's fair. That's fair. Most people say like, well, do you know? And then you say, who knows? At that point, that's kind of like, I guess you're not technically lying, but you're also technically like, that one's rough because of perspective, right? People will view that differently. Then they won't think about your intentions. They'll just think about you not saying something. So I don't know.
Complete honesty
That's a rough
doesn't
one.
always win over those other concerns. Maybe acknowledging that we care about other people's feelings, or that we're loyal to the people who depend on us, or that people's intentions are sometimes more important than their actions. Oh, that is a really great picture. I'm gonna hang that up.
The Sonic.
Because I can tell what it is. I mean, maybe acknowledging those things can be the moral high ground sometimes.
So okay, if you had two friends and one was saying shit about you and the other knew, and you found out, wouldn't you be mad at both? For the one who also knew and spoke to you but just pretended, let's say if you had two friends and one was saying stuff about you and the other one knew and you found out, wouldn't you be mad at both? It depends on how close of a friendship you have with the other friend, right? If you think that you had a relationship with them where you expected them to tell you about these things, right? And they were closer to you than they were closer to the other person, then like you would be mad at them. But I wouldn't say they're lying. They're lying for not saying anything to you only if you ask them. Only if you ask them. See, here's what I'm saying, right? Like if you've never asked them what they said about you, or if anyone said anything about you, if you never asked them, they never had an opportunity to bring it up in conversation, I wouldn't call them a liar. I would say they're a bad friend for not letting me know about someone who is maliciously spreading information about me. But, you know, I wouldn't call them a liar. I would just call them a bad friend. I wouldn't be their friend again. I would say they're an asshole, not a liar, right? Then the other friend, obviously the other friend is piece of shit. Fuck them. I say shit about all my friends in front of them. They don't care. That's good. That's good. Honestly, having those kind of friendships are very good. Very, 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 it's hard to have those kind of friendships where people can be honestly terrible to each other, but still appreciate each other. Well, okay, not terrible, but you know, you say exactly what you think. I think the act of pretending things are fine and acting like they didn't know. Yeah, like, okay, if you did ask them, oh, do you know anything happened? And they said, no, I've never heard of anything. Yeah, I mean, that's lying. That is lying. You can lie with behavior, just not words. I mean, I wouldn't, like, unless they were asked, right? Like that's my bottom line, is if they were asked and they said no, but they did know, then that's lying. But they were never asked and never have opportunity, I wouldn't call that lying. That's my bottom line, at least. Guys, my phlegm is coming up.
It's great when love and honesty coincide, but they don't always, because relationships are complicated. And being constantly uncomfortable in that moment between the two sides, I think maybe that keeps us working hard to make our relationships better. Besides these pro-social behaviors, there is another big way that people rationalize lying. And they don't do any of this consciously, by the way. They look for hints that lying is socially acceptable in that moment.
And I think about it a lot more, actually, too. For me, if someone doesn't ask, I still count as lying. Behavior counts enough for it. You know, time for you to call here. Interesting. Okay, see you, Shiro. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye. Oh my God, so much phlegm in my throat. I guess so. I think it's important to understand perspective as well, though. And if in the perspective of the other friend who did know and was a bystander, if they viewed you as importantly as you viewed them, then they should have told you. But if they were indifferent and friends with both, it's more beneficial for them to not be involved, right? And just listen and not be involved. Because then they're just starting unnecessary trouble at some point, at that point. I mean, it will probably happen anyways, but at least this way they don't need to be involved because they need to look out for themselves. And I think that's an important perspective to consider. For me, if someone doesn't ask, I still count as lying. Behavior counts enough for it. I guess that's fair, right? I think that's fair. I like to say, like, there are always like nuances to the idea. Depends on a lot of things. Yeah, it's really dependent on context too. It's really dependent on context too. I would have to know the complete context of this story and the relationships between everyone involved to really say they're a liar or not. But my bottom line usually is like, yeah, if they were never asked, then they never had the opportunity to tell a lie, because that was what lying is. You have to verbally, like he said in this video, lies are verbal deception, right? Behavior is body language and stuff like that, but it's not verbal. I would say lies solely are verbal deception, just for the sake of argument, right?
So you remember that experiment with the math problems and the money? They did it again, except this time somebody stands up after like 30 seconds and loudly declares, "I solved all of them." They're obviously lying. If you think that this super liar is not
I see it, Koi.
like
Thank you for being here.
maybe they
Enjoy
look
music.
different, or they dress different, they aren't in your in-group, it'll actually make you act more honestly. You don't want to be like them.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. It's my way of, yeah, no, I wouldn't disagree with being upset. Like, I would be upset either way. Being the person that wasn't told, I'd be upset, especially if I expected more from the person that knew. But that doesn't mean like I would consider them a liar, right? That's like a totally different thing than being upset with them and them doing like different, like them acting not dishonest, but acting malicious, right? Like, I mean, it's like, oh God, it's hard to say they were acting malicious because they were just trying to protect themselves by not being involved. But yeah. I follow the philosophy that why would insults matter to me? Insults were insults. What could they do? A superficial person would be angry due to curses and would be happy due to praises. I can't follow complete, but ability in both aspects is very good. I agree with that, right? Like, why would insults matter to you? I mean, it matters to a certain point when it comes to defamation, in any kind of degree, right? In any kind of size. Because it's gonna affect your future interactions with people, then that's why it would matter. But if they're insulting you directly, right? And it's just a conversation between you two and no one else is involved, then yeah, insults don't matter. Cut off that person. You don't have to talk to them. It is what it is, right? Yeah. This is interesting. When you act as a terrible example and you are lying, then yes, other people are going to be more honest because they don't want to be associated with the person that is acting as a terrible example. That is a very interesting thing to bring up.
But if a person that's like you, for whatever reason or identifier, if a person that's in your in-group lies and gets away with it, that increases the chance that you will lie too.
It's a US
because that person sends a signal. Lying is socially acceptable.
My go-to is if I wouldn't seek your advice, I don't care about your opinions, so the insults. Yeah, exactly. If you don't care about their opinion, the insults don't matter. Yes. The only thing that would matter is how it affects your future communications with people unrelated, because that would be an annoying thing to have to deal with, if you let it go too far without addressing it right with the person. But I mean, whether that is worth addressing and confronting the person who is causing an issue with you, if that's worth the confrontation in the first place, is a totally different story as well. So there's that to consider as well.
The key to making a lie work, even if you're lying to yourself, which again, we do a lot, is the person you're lying to can't spot the lie. Luckily for liars, which all of us are, we are really bad at spotting lies. Even professionals, interrogators, lawyers, Among Us Twitch streamers, are lousy at lie spotting.
Among Us Twitch streamers.
That's because we have a bias to believe that what other people tell us is generally true. Our default assumption is that we're not being lied to, even though we obviously get lied to all the time.
Yeah.
So why do we err on the side of assuming that something
The stream
is
call is
true?
insane, I know,
At
right?
this point, it's useful to take a look at human history, like all the way back. The human brain took the form it has today about 150,000 years ago. We live a very different life than those ancestors, but we're using essentially the same hardware and most of the same software as Stone Age humans. Human brains did not evolve to be the greatest tool in the universe for the pursuit of truth. They only did what they had to do to survive. And surviving 100,000 years ago involved very different choices. Imagine you hear a predator sound in the grass. Even if it's the wind, 99 times out of 100, there's a big potential punishment for assuming that it's not a predator. You could die. But there's a low punishment and high reward for assuming that it is actually a predator. I mean, sure, you might be wrong, but you're alive because your default assumption was that what you think you heard was true. And the humans who didn't assume that got eaten. And our Stone Age mind
Oh, sorry. I was coughing, so I muted. That's it's very interesting that our brain has not like developed for 150,000 years. That's crazy. But I also say like it's very interesting. It makes sense for our brain to be predisposed to accept. I think the easiest way to understand what he's trying to convey is our brain, since then till now, is predisposed to accepting facts that are presented to us and not doubt them. Right? Because it's a lot easier to believe them and a lot safer to believe them than it is to doubt them. Doubting them will, breed conflict or cause chaos or whatever it might be, right? That's the base of where anxiety. Yeah. Wait, that sucks. I'd rather you tell me to my face instead behind my back. Either way, I want to set things straight. If only it was so easy. This is where people lie too. A lot of people will say, oh my God, you are gross. Or sorry, no, a lot of people will say, oh my God, you're so pretty. You're so nice. I love hanging out with you. Walk over here. Hey, you know that Xander guy? Yeah, he talks a lot. And he's really annoying. And I really hate the way he sounds. Don't tell him I said that though. Were you muted to commit a flatulence? Ha! Allow me to tell a lie and say yes. I mean, no. No, I had to cough. I'm too straightforward of a person for that, man. Yeah, I mean, that's a really good quality to have. Most people don't have it, though. And that's the unfortunate thing. Most people are non-confrontative, not combative, and more likely to flee or not handle situations where we have to confess, right? Hi, Reina. Welcome in ℝ𝕌𝕃𝔼𝕊. How are you? One time, Joy first thing I hear is I love hanging out with you. It was a skit. It was a little skit of me talking to myself. It's autism. I mean, it could be, right? A lot of neurodivergency is very even more common because of the things that we grew up with, right? Technology, namely. So yeah. But yeah. Where was I? I forgot what I was saying. We'll continue the video.
Is the one that survived, warts and all. But we are carrying that stuff
Warts and all,
mind
wow.
through a very different world today. And some people aren't sure that old school mind is cut out for the job. I mean, I'm probably not the only one wondering if lying is getting worse lately. I mean, we're on the internet right now, remember? Researchers did that math problem money experiment one more time. You do your math problems, timer goes off, shred your paper, report your answers. Only this time, first you get tokens. You take those tokens somewhere else over there.
Also, Rusty's like, I've only been here from the beginning of the stream.
This bit of distance, the separation between the actual lie and the person that you were cheating and getting the reward from, it made people cheat twice.
Wait, people cheated twice as much? Okay, sorry. They take those tokens somewhere else over there to get the actual money. Okay.
Problems, timer goes off, shred your paper, report your answers. Only this time, first you get...
So this makes sense. And the reason I say this makes sense is because of the fact that, well, in the first experiment, right? In the first experiment, they only shredded the paper and they told someone how much they made, right? How much they about conditioning. No, it's not about conditioning. It's about why people lie and testing out why people lie. And in this case, right, I want to say it is a lot easier to lie about your results this way because there's more factors to take into account and more believable. It's a lot more believable to say that you made a mistake rather than you lied, right? It's a lot easier to lie about lying because of the amount of factors included. Not only does the paper get shredded this time, you also get tokens and you can exchange those tokens, but with that additional factor, additional stage in claiming your reward or your compensation, it is very easy to say, oh, I forgot from my time shredding it to grabbing tokens to coming here how much I actually got wrong or right. And you know, it's yeah.
Then you take those tokens somewhere else over there to get the actual money. This bit of distance,
you cheat for money?
separation between
fair.
the actual lie and the
100%
person that
would.
you were cheating and getting the reward from, it made people cheat twice as much. This is kind of scary. We're more distant from each other these days than...
Oh, this is also, okay, he's saying that the people you're lying to and the people you're getting the money from are different. I guess that's also a factor, right? That's also a factor because it's two different entities and you're only lying to one entity and not the other. Is that what he's explaining? I don't know.
than ever before. It's easier to lie when you don't have to do it to someone's
yeah,
face.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
So is it just gonna get worse until no one tells the truth ever? I actually don't think so, because luckily, getting lied to really sucks. Primate researcher Franz de Waal once trained monkeys so that if they traded a token, they'd get some yummy cucumber. But if one monkey witnessed another monkey getting a free cucumber, the first monkey would throw food, and I don't know, probably throw poop too. The monkey that got lied to refused to cooperate until fairness was restored. So other animals agree, getting lied to or cheated sucks. And this is probably...
Have you seen like usually people say if they will steal or split the prize without knowing what the other picked? Yes, I think. I remember seeing a reality show called Fuckboy Island, where there would be 3 women, female contestants, right? And then there'd be a bunch of quote unquote fuckboys, and then there'd be there'd be like some fuckboys and some like good dudes or something, and then the women will choose a good dude, And the fuckboys and the dudes would also choose, like, try to get the women and try to stay until the last stage. And if the guy makes it to the last stage, he can either choose to share the money with the woman, with the bachelorette, the contestants, right? Or he can say, I'm a fuckboy, and take all the money for himself. So there's the incentive for the men to make it to the end, and there's the incentive for the women to choose good men, right? So it's like a lot of like lying and tricks and deception. It was really interesting. Fuckboy Island, really good show. But yeah, like that's kind of a similar concept. Where people trick the other into saying split so they can steal and get the whole ride. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly that. It's a really common concept. It's really interesting when put into reality shows. I love it.
Probably why social animals have to
You miss learning these kind of concepts. We're gonna do more of these, Reina. I want to learn about behavior. I want to learn about human behavior. I'm gonna be doing a lot more streams where I learn about human behavior. It's gonna be very interesting. Hello, Nanchan. Thank you for the nerd emoji. Hello. Hi, Nanchan. How are you?
keep lying and cheating kind of under control. Because if you lie and deceive too often or too obviously, the rest of your species won't cooperate with you, and you have less chance of surviving and passing on your genes.
So the very basic mammal human nature, right? Mammalian kingdom nature. Yeah, if you lie and cheat, and people know you are a liar and cheater, then people are gonna cooperate with you less, and it's gonna make surviving within your species a lot harder. So there's that too. There's also, I mean, it sucks though, because for humans, it is really easy to deceive and trick others. You know, scams, pyramid schemes, everything like that, right? So this reminds me of the show where a trans girl takes multiple boys on tests until the end, where she reveals to the last way that she's trans. Oh my god. That's the show. That sounds interesting. I'm going to assume a lot of the men are very rude. Member badge. Yeah, member badge change. I think this is the 9-month member badge or the 12-month member badge. I'm not too sure. I forgot. I forgot. I'm not going to lie. I forgot. Don't blame me. Comment.
But even if nature keeps lying from totally taking over, it isn't going anywhere. I mean,
He hasn't been here for a year. Oh my
hopeless, huh?
god.
I mean, I'm a scientist.
Or 9 months.
I'm in the truth
Or a year.
business, and I want
Or
my
9
business
months.
to
Or a
succeed.
year.
Are we just doomed to lie and be lied to? Maybe
Hi Avery,
not.
welcome in. Hello.
Scientists did that experiment one more time.
So yeah, 29. Well, okay, go men. I didn't read. I don't read. You all know I don't read. Anyways.
Math problems, timer, shredder, money. But before they started, they made the test subjects just promise not to cheat.
I promise not to
And those
cheat.
people lied
Interesting.
less, just by...
That's interesting. So some people have... Stop. I know, I'm a clown. Whatever. Anyways, that's interesting. So a psychological... I think I want to call this a psychological suggestion. Or like just making people promise not to lie. Predisposes them to... you know, say that they won't lie. This is a really interesting concept. I wonder why it works. I want to see if there's like...
by saying they weren't gonna lie.
I was gonna like should I work and my work laptop froze. Oh my god. I signed out to work. Did you ever cheat in school for real? No. I was a good boy. I never cheated. Ever. Good thing we're learning about why people lie today.
Because instead of letting your unconscious mind drive your behavior and all of the lying and cheating that leads to, your conscious mind weighs in. And that's enough to get you to lie less often.
That's interesting. Okay, so I guess what they discovered with that, you know, adding that part in the beginning of the experiment, the psychological experiment, is the fact that, like, yeah, if you have people say they're not going to lie, often enough, their moral high ground, or maybe it's a unison thing for everyone saying they're not going to lie, or whatever it might be, right? People are inherently, if they're thinking for themselves, they do want to be honest, which is nice. But when presented with the idea of monetary value and gain, because at the end, they get money based on how many answers they answer, but they don't have to tell someone how many answers they've answered. They can just say whatever they feel, right? I'm having typhoid fit since 4 weeks. Okay, sleep well, Mimikyu. Thank you for being here. Good night. I haven't been in a membership for so long. All the membership gadgets don't like, oh, it's okay, Fango. Eventually, there will be a good membership gadget that gets you. But But yeah, that leads more to the lying less. It's a reward versus the consequence that people weigh and decide. That makes sense. That makes sense. But they're not told of a consequence here. In fact, they're never given a consequence. And I think it's, I mean, maybe subconsciously or consciously they believe there's a consequence. I'm not sure, but it's interesting to know that that's what changes it.
Maybe that's all that morals are. Using our conscious mind, this amazingly powerful tool capable of imagining, capable of putting us into the footsteps and minds of others and experiencing the world from their perspective.
So that's
Using
why
this tool to control our actions instead of that silent.
So that's really interesting that like by the time we get to the end of the video, remember how we talked about perspective? When it comes to lying, it's all about understanding the other person's perspective and why they would lie. It's a lot healthier than just trying to stop you from lying in general. That makes sense, right? Like if our conscious mind puts us in the perspective of the other person, then we think about why lying would be detrimental to them, and our empathy kicks in. I think it's empathy. People lie more than think. Yes, exactly. People lie more when they think they can get away with it. That makes a lot of sense.
Silent, unseen, unconscious controller, the one that's willing to lie so much. I kind of love that we can succeed in that by doing that thing that only our species can do, by telling ourselves a story. I will strive for truth and try to be honest, and maybe we can all lie less. I hope that actually makes a lot of sense when you think about courts and how, you know, the judge goes, Xander, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, right? And then you swear. There's also, I mean, there's the concept of consequence, right? But also it's just like you're consciously putting yourself into the perspective of others. It's putting yourself into the perspective of those impacted by your lie. And what if that was you? That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Go empathy. Wow, us humans are great. it's true anyway.
Why you lie? You tall? I'm tall. I'm 5'7", 175 centimeters. 165 centimeters. 160 centimeters. I forgot what it was. I forgot what 5'7" was. VTuber height, by the way. 165. Well, whatever. Hydrate, girl. Oh, thank you. Hydration, guys. Everyone hydrate. Alexa, what is 5'7" in centimeters?
Inches is 170 point centimeters.
I'm 170 centimeters, guys. I'm tall. I'm tall. I'm tall. I'm tall. I'm tall. I'm tall. I'm the tallest. I'm the tallest VTuber ever. Ow, that hurt. I'm not just short. Okay, at least average, okay? At least average, okay? Maybe just tell the truth. You only dig yourself a deeper hole if you don't. Thank you, BBQ. I'm just like 60 centimeters short ass, like 50. Look, guys, come on. Come on, come on. 170 is pretty average. It's very average. Okay, we're almost done the video.
Stay curious. Here's one thing I can guarantee is 100% true, and that is how much I am thankful for everyone who supports the show on Patreon. We really couldn't do it without you. If you would like to learn more about our community, there's a link down in the description where you can.
I mean, if you want to support the video, we can go to itsokaytobesmart.com. Okay, sorry, patreon.com/itsokaytobesmart. So, interesting. All right, so key takeaways before we end the stream here. We'll be ending the stream in like 10 minutes. But I'm a 5'3" girl. Stop, guys! I'm taller than you guys still. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! So, what we learned today from today's stream, actually, and it's cool because I can actually say bye. I can actually I'm not gonna say bye. Bye, Mimikyu. I can actually say that I've taken something away from this. I've actually taken something away from this video, and that we have the at least like to answer the question of why people lie. It's to protect themselves. Like intrinsically, right? Like human behavior on a basic level, they lie for the purpose of protecting themselves or protecting others, if it's a self-centered lie or a pro-social other person lie, right? Xander's a shorty. What the heck? How tall are you, huh? Anyways, enough about my height. That's not what today's stream's about. We learned that people lie in order to protect others or protect themselves, to save themselves from embarrassment or whatever it might be, right? That's why we learned that people lie. That's very interesting. Many kinds of people, many kinds of lies. Exactly. But the basic concept is, and this is something that we can actually learn and hope to apply, you know, in real life, interacting with others, is that if someone lies to you, they're doing it to either benefit themselves or benefit you, or to protect themselves or to protect you, right? And it's all about flipping your perspective and understanding why. At least pro-social lies. And then we learn about non-pro-social lies, where there is... Wait, do we ever learn in the video why people lie about just like the biggest things? So we don't. That's something we're gonna have to learn about. Why people lie when there's no gain. That's what I wanted to learn about. Why do people lie when there's no gain? But we'll probably go over that in like another video in the future or another stream. There's also a layer of they think they're helping, but you think it's bad, even if it's a pro-social. That makes sense. That makes sense. For fun? No, but like what makes it fun for people to lie, right? If it's a big fib. There's always some gain in lying. Yes, but we're trying to discover it, because most of what this talked about is lying as a basic human survival instinct, right? The thrill of not getting caught. What makes it thrilling? See, that's what I want to answer. You know what? Can we go on like a let's go on Reddit. Why do people lie? Reddit. Outrageous lies. All right. My cousin 31 talks about herself all the time, makes her life sound more dramatic, and I'm struggling to comprehend why. She lived in Paris for a long time. She had a 2-week holiday there. One challenge, she said she has no other address, so it's the only place she could have been living. She attended Cambridge University. She stayed in student accommodation there over the summer. Okay, so this is a lie. She attended Cambridge University, but what she did was she stayed in student accommodation over the summer. She lived in Paris for a short time, but what was really happening, she had a 2-week holiday. She lost a baby. Okay. So the lie she tells is she lost the baby, but what actually happened was she had a very heavy period. Okay, wow. I mean, hey, technically not wrong. You drop eggs, you shed your lining, you know, you lose the components that you would have been used to make a baby that month, right? That's how it works. She's met many celebrities. Some of these are true, but a lot are exaggerations. I lose a baby every month. I know, right? Okay. There's just a few of them. There's a lot of stuff that sounds made up but can't be verified. Whenever I protest, she gets this amused look on her face and says, I think I can remember my own life. Once I start getting a bit angry with her. Okay, so it sounds like this person in particular is just lying about wanting to make themselves seem good. But let's see what other people say. I want to say outrageous lies. Why do people lie like this? Okay, I don't know what this is. This is a lot more. Good Xander learning about what? Shut up. Yeah. If you regularly lie to people and then no one has confirmed, your friends are likely aware of you lying, but choose to stay quiet. I don't see like what makes people lie for fun. Okay, why do people lie for fun? For fun. Is it weird to lie? You can tell a story without lying by adding context and what went through your mind, adding commentary. Okay. What? I don't think, maybe there's just no explanation besides, yeah, they just intrinsically find fun in it. Okay. All right. This is a good answer. This is a good answer. I don't anymore, but I used to tell fake stories because I was super self-conscious. Oops. I was super self-conscious and want to seem more interesting. So that's a good reason. That's a good reason. That's a good reason for people wanting to seem more interesting, right? Pathological liars are probably wired such that they get kicked out of it. That makes sense. I want to see like why maybe quote unquote normal people could lie for no reason, because it does happen. And it seems like this is a really good explanation, is that they just want their life to seem a lot more interesting. That makes sense to me. Or they grew up that way. Compulsive liar, manipulator from their mother. So maybe they grew up around that. Stress out about someone fine. I don't want to be dishonest. It was just possibly control on genuine personality disorder. That's so interesting. Okay. Do you ever intentionally lie to strangers for fun? Constantly, big Starbucks has no business knowing my real... That's... Hey, wait, this is funny. This is funny. Big Starbucks has no business knowing my real name. Yeah. Do you want to... Ah, hello, Kahazu. Welcome in. Kahazu. Actually, you know what? I'll talk to you about this later. I lie when I do small talk with strangers. Once I told a chick I'm moving to Seattle in a month for no reason. Made a full backstory about surprising jobs. Surprising stuff. Wait, why though? Why though? Is it just like, I guess pathological liars. People love lying. Why? Okay. Okay. So I'm not a compulsive liar, but lying is fun for me. It's the thrill of making it up on the spot, carefully arranging your body movements, of gauging the other person's reaction. That makes sense. So I think in this case, it's like socially, it's like pushing someone socially and understanding. You're definitely having a convo later, but okay, fine. Who hurt you? No, I'm just narcissistic self as ass hats is my take. I lie to manipulate and create scenario that places me in a position of strength. This is what I'm looking for. People who lie out of the reasons of self-preservation or protection or or protecting someone else, right? Not pro-social lying, but actual lying for the sake of lying. So this makes sense. Now this is an actual good explanation, like I was looking for to understand, right? They lie to manipulate and to create a scenario that places them in a position of strength. For example, if someone is pouring their heart out, a part of me wants to be just as heartfelt, but it would place me in a position of weakness. So I make up a believable but relatable lie that they won't notice in their emotional state and carefully formulate a backstory behind it to allow me to effectively perpetuate a lie. This maintains a position of strength while also allowing the person to believe that they've made some sort of closer connection with me. My God is right. My God is right. This is surprisingly a beneficial lie, like surprisingly a lot more beneficial of a lie for both parties than I expected when the person said to create a scenario that places you in position of strength. But this is it's a very interesting way to think about it, and I think this is when it comes to most people who aren't pathological liars, right? The majority of people that aren't pathological liars that still lie for fun without it being a pro-social lie is probably to manipulate and create a scenario that places them in a position of strength. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. And I think that can extend to people who lie to tell good, fascinating stories at a party because they want attention diverted towards them, or attention directed towards them, and to take a spotlight. Also, entertainment value, I guess, right? Entertainment value is probably a good example or a good description of that. Okay, I'm satisfied. I've answered all my questions for this stream. My thought is exactly someone like that shouldn't inflict themselves on others, so I made up one last big lie and pushed them all the way so I could live in solitude. Then the only person to lie to would be... Wait, this person is... Wait, now I kind of want to get into this person's life. My God, my thoughts exactly. Someone like that shouldn't inflict themselves on others, so I made up one last big lie and pushed them all away so I could live in solitude. Then the only person to lie to would be me. The solitude part I totally get, yes. Even when powerless, it's best to keep me contained. What is this? What is going on? And if you're not contained, then what happens? At this point, probably not an awful lot. Lying is a lot harder when it's just you because you know you're full of shit. So I've learned to just tell the truth regardless of how brutal it is. I'm just so goddamn tired of being me. That is so real. Damn, that is so real. That is so real. I'm just so goddamn tired of being me. Felt. It's very exhausting at times being yourself, especially those deep-seated inner troubles are still growing like wolves. Me, I'm just evil. Same thing I used to... It keeps going. It keeps going. It keeps going. Oh my god, this is a whole... Wow, this is a whole conversation. Wow. Okay. Same thing I used to say about myself. What made you stop? When the deep anger and ballistic rage stopped. That's why I'm gonna pause my BGM. Let's take this seriously. What made you stop? When the deep angers and ballistic rage stopped. That's when I stopped feeding the narrative that I was evil. Ah, yes, deep anger. I know it well. I'm gonna give them an accent. Ah, yes, deep anger. I know it well. The kind that both eats away at you and fuels your ambitions and gives you direction. I use it to keep me motivated for my long-term ambition. And what is the long-term ambition? For me, I'm not ambitious, but I'll get up every day for work. Revenge. Plain and simple. I've worked so fucking hard for it, and I'm not going to stop now. Dude, this took a turn! I'm curious to know more about this revenge thing. I too was once working for some revenge in life for years. A deadly revenge. But thank God I didn't go forward with a plan. What is this random Reddit conversation? This is two pathological liars having conversation. This is actually just two pathological liars having conversation. Wait, I'm gonna give Central Smoothie 28 a different voice. We're gonna start this from the very beginning, okay? I want to make this a clippable moment. See full discussion. People who love lying, why? I lie to manipulate and to create a scenario that places me in a position of strength. For example, if someone is pouring their heart out, a part of me just wants to be just as heartfelt, but it would place me in a position of weakness. So I make up a believable but relatable lie that they won't notice in their emotional state and carefully formulate a backstory behind it to allow me to effectively perpetuate a lie. This maintains a position of strength while also allowing the other person to believe they made some sort of closer connection with me. My God! My thoughts exactly. Someone like that shouldn't inflict themselves on others. So I made up one last big lie and pushed them all away so I could live in solitude. Then the only person to lie to would be me. The solitude part I totally get. Yes, even when powerless, it's best to keep me contained. And if you're not contained, then what happens? At this point, probably not an awful lot. Lying is a lot harder when it's just you, because you know you're full of shit. So I've learned to just tell the truth, regardless of how brutal it is. I'm just so goddamn tired of being me. I get the last line. It's very exhausting at times being yourself, especially those deep-seated inner troubles are still there growling like wolves. Perhaps. I don't know. Maybe I'm just evil. Same thing I used to say about myself. What made you stop? When the deep angers and ballistic rage stopped. That's when I stopped feeding the narrative that I was evil. Ah, yes. Deep anger. I know it well. The kind that both eats away at you and fuels your ambitions and gives you direction. I use it to keep me motivated. I can't. I use it to keep me motivated for my long-term ambition. And what is that long-term ambition? For me, I'm not ambitious, but I'll get up every day for work. Revenge. Plain and simple. I've worked so fucking hard for it, and I'm not gonna stop now. I'm curious to know more about this revenge thing. I too was once working for some revenge in life for years, a deadly revenge. But thank God I didn't go forward with the plan. It's nothing quite so sinister and civilized as violence, if that's what you mean. Further to that point, it isn't as trivial as a high school bully, an ex-lover, or someone at work. In fact, it requires the victim to have a long and healthy life so they can suffer mentally, as I have for years from their torment. Dude, this is deep. Wait, what is this fucking Reddit lore, bro? Oh, I see. Your revenge isn't about putting people under the ground. Mine was. One thing for sure, that rage tore my ass apart each day, mentally and psychologically. No, of course not. Please, I have standards. It's far crueler to let them suffer with guilt for years and leave the dying up to their discretion should they have the balls to do it themselves. At this stage, I'm so mentally fucked, the best thing I can do is see my revenge through and fucking die like the vermin I am. That's rough. I hope you can see your way through and follow your own plan. It's a brutal game and I understand you totally. If I foil my own plan and my life is meaningless and death becomes a viable alternative, even if I change my mind, I can't let it go to waste. It won't go to waste. The original plan would cease and a new plan would evolve. Maybe. Time will tell, I'm sure. We will see. Anything can happen. What kind of fucking Reddit conversation is this? This is so funny. Wait, what the hell? This is so silly. I hate this so much. What the fuck is this? I never expected to find this on a post of people who love lying. Why? Oh my god. It's even more ominous. It's even more ominous because he's deleted now. What if he actually went through with the crime and then like he got caught? You know? That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. I feel like I read a fanfic. I feel like I read a Tiny Wang season 2 lore. I know. I feel like I just read a fanfic. That's actually so silly. Anyways. I think that's what I'm gonna end stream. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna end. Is there anyone for me to raid? Let me see. Bam 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 badam. Baby, I'm gone in the dead of night, but you don't need me like I need you. Said I won't be alone. Oh, baby, I'm gone. I'm gonna raid Jun, guys. We're gonna raid our favorite red hair pirate boy. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for being part of today's stream. Remember to eat well, sleep well, stay hydrated. Have a zootastic night, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you for you guys. And I'll catch you guys on Friday for a horror game stream. We're gonna be playing Hospital 666 or something like that. Multiplayer horror game with Elio and Ray. Anyways, I'll see you guys Friday.
While I've been wishing for our conversations, even though I've been left alone.
I'll be fucked up if you can't be right, yeah. Oh, I'll be fucked up if you can't be right, yeah. I do the same thing I told you that I never would. Told you I'd taste you.
Oh my god, left side, right side.
I'm not sure.
Left side, right side.